record this. There we go.
Great
Excellent.
minds.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to see you all, whether you're watching this live or another time that works best for you. Thank you so much. Before I go any further, I have to tell you that you were in such great hands by working with the amazing Dion. She is not only a preferred partner of Rocky Mountaineer, she is the first ever, only first, number one, travel partner of ours that has locked in a full group with us for this brand new route. She's the first and only, and that's what makes her so incredibly special. So I'm very excited to talk to you and share with you what she has planned for this brand new route, taking you from into the west, from the U.S. Rockies into the west of national parks, which is a beautiful part of this world we live in. And I want to share with you everything about Rocky Mountaineer in case you're not familiar with us. But you are working with the best of the best. She probably knows every single answer to any question you're going to ask her. But if you do stump her, and if it's regarding Rocky Mountaineer, don't worry, I'm in her back pocket to be utilized. But she's a pro and so good at what she does, and so just continue to work with her. She also has great videos, 1 to 2 minute videos on all of our different routes, videos on our service levels, which we'll talk to a little bit, and some great tools and resources to take advantage of, such as other PDFs to talk about certain places to go out in this part of the country and how to really make this trip a true trip of a lifetime. So lots to share. Let's get started. For those of you who aren't familiar with Rocky Mountaineer, we are a train and tour operator based for 30 years in the Canadian Rockies, taking people from Vancouver over to places like Banff, Lake Louise, and Jasper. Now, it's a brand new route taking you into the heart of the national parks, the Big Five, which is really, really exciting. We are a luxury, fine dining, seamless travel experience where you never sleep on board, stay in hotels every night. Because if you're sleeping, you're missing the sights, the scenery, the wildlife, and the wilderness. And we pretty much handle everything for you on board the train. It's a true luxury, amazing experience. Now, let's just address the elephant in the room. We're currently under a pandemic, and yes, it's not fun. It's challenging and stressful for us all, especially us in the travel and tourism industry. But I do see a light at the end of the tunnel. Things are moving forward. And so I wanted to share with you an amazing article that I read last week. And it was really regarding if the vaccinations are able to be distributed appropriately and accordingly, so that by April we can have at least 50 million U.S. citizens who want to be vaccinated by that time, then that is a huge win. And if that takes place by June of 2021, we should have 80 million plus vaccinated. And if that is the case, that's the magic number. It will be then turned a herd immunity, and the pandemic will be declared over. So honestly, that's the first signs of like, thank you, like it's almost over. Normal times that we're used to is going to come back. And that's the first time I ever heard someone say that this could be as close as June of 2021, which is exciting. On board, enhancing our screening and prevention procedures. So please note, at the time of which we're talking about here, that's going to start in mid-August 2021. We're going to follow strict guidelines on whatever the CDC and the WHO recommend. So we'll be testing everyone's temperatures. If they recommend social distancing, we may be limiting the capacity on board our train cars. It's a train, so we can actually add cars and make it longer. My hands are disappearing, but it's like an accordion. So you can spread people out amongst the car, and that way you're maintaining social distance. Same for motor coaches and such like that. Now, Dion has actually put together a group. So you're all going to be traveling together, but still with this size of group, it should be the exact about 50% of the capacity on board the train car that we hold for a Silverleaf car, which we'll talk to. So if that's the case and they limit social distancing, we will spread you out, having seats in between everyone to maintain that social distancing. Well, if they ask us to wear PPE, well, we'll use personal protective equipment like face masks or face shields. We have air filtration systems on board our train cars that kill 99.99% of all floating particles, bacteria, germs, all that nasty stuff. Really, we're doing whatever it takes to once again maintain the safety and health. And as time moves forward, I know that scientists will come up with other ways to help prevent the spread of this COVID-19, and we will adapt and change and add new strategies and new ways to fight this COVID virus to make sure that you are safe and taken care of while on board the train cars. So you can easily touch base with Dion as time moves forward. I do believe that this is soon going to be over. There's a lot of things moving in the right direction. John Johnson just said that they're coming out with a brand new vaccine that just takes one dose, not these two doses, two shots, one time, and it's really effective. Moderna has a great effective rate. There's a lot of positive details coming out. So here's to the future looking bright and this COVID being in their past, where hopefully we'll stay.
Jeff, you're muted. If you could unmute. Jeff, you're muted.
There I am. I
There
don't know
you
how.
are. Welcome back.
Well, I didn't touch anything. That's so weird. What part did I miss? I apologize. I'm sorry.
It's going to be great because,
Perfect. All right. So now let's get to the exciting stuff. The Rockies to the Red Rocks. I'm sorry, I don't know why that took place, but that's okay. Dion, that's why you're there, to make sure everything goes well. So the Rockies to the Red Rocks is our brand new route. We're the only train in the world taking you to the heart of Moab, which is where all the big five are. Of course, you have the arches right there. You have places like Bryce, Zion, the mighty Colorado River, the Canyonlands National Park, the Grand Canyon. So much to see, do, and explore and experience out in this beautiful part of the world. On September 1st, this is when this whole entire group takes place. You're going to be traveling westbound, which is really like, I think the best way to go, because when you start in the U.S. Rockies, as you travel west, it's like icing on the cake. The best is yet to come. The big five, all the usual amazing sightseeing and tours and everything else you're going to experience. So on September 1st, you join our train taking you westbound. Some details about our train on top of what I already shared. We are luxury fine dining, and I'm going to go into the details of the service levels and everything that we have set up for you. But on these train tracks that we're using, please know that there's no freight operating on these same train tracks. Therefore, we will have no delays. Now, we do have to share these tracks with one other train, but you won't see that train. That's Amtrak. And Amtrak is very different, if you will call it bipolar opposite from what Rocky Mountaineer is. For example, with Amtrak, they're going to take you from Denver straight to Salt Lake City, Utah, not stopping in Glenwood Springs, not stopping in Moab. You sleep on board Amtrak, usually in a bunk bed, sometimes sharing a toilet. With Rocky Mountaineer, never sleep on board. When it comes to the speed, Amtrak's average speed is 60 to 75 miles an hour. Rocky Mountaineer's average speed is 30 miles an hour. And we slowed down to less than 5 miles an hour for all the canyons, the vistas, the wildlife. Wildlife you're going to see on here is bighorn sheep, bears, mountain lions, coyotes, deers, marmots, birds. Incredible wildlife during this time of September. Also, this is when the fall foliage starts to take effect. So get ready to see some beautiful colors out here in this part of the country, which would just be breathtakingly beautiful to take in. Another big difference, or no, I say another thing to share with you is over 60% of this train route follows the mighty Colorado River, and a majority of the places, the canyons, the vistas, are inaccessible by car or motor coach. You only can see these places on the train, and we're going at such a slow speed. It's all about taking you from point A to point B as slow and as incredible, really just taking advantage of everything you're seeing as you go soak in the scenery as it passes by. It really is incredible. Now, please be sure once again to reach out to Dion to get these videos. We have a brand new video just came out teasing you, showing you some details and images and video of what it's going to be like on the rail in this part of the country. Really beautiful. On this slide here, please know that the captions of like the Coal Creek Canyon and Byers Canyon, Gore Canyon, that is not referencing which side of the train these are on. It's just how the slide was built. But you're going to be boarding the train at around 9 a.m. in the morning. And when it comes to luggage, we make this extremely seamless. We're going to take your luggage actually at your hotel. We don't want you burning any calories when you're traveling with Rocky Mountaineer. The only thing to bring on the train with you is a camera, camcorder, wallet, cell phone, purse, ID, medication. Keep it light and keep it simple. And then when you get to places like Glenwood Springs, before you even get off the train, we're going to give you your hotel room key. You've already been checked into the hotel. You'll head off the train, head over to your hotel and find your room. Inside your room, your luggage will be waiting for you next to your bed. The next day when you wake up, in order to minimize the calories you're burning, we ask you to leave your luggage exactly how you found it next to your bed. You'll see it at the next destination, Moab, a true seamless transition, which is ideal. You'll be going and having breakfast and lunch as you travel westbound, going from Denver at such a slow speed, averaging around 30 miles an hour and slowing down to less than 5 miles an hour for all the different points along the way. Points like the Red Canyon, This is an incredible, beautiful sight to see from the train tracks, or even going to Byers Canyon and the Gross Reservoir Dam. Amazing sights and scenery along your whole entire way. On day two, you're boarding the train at 7 a.m., kind of early. 7:30 is what our boarding time is set to be. You'll be having breakfast taken care of for you as you travel westbound, arriving in Moab at around 12 noon. Of course, seeing these beautiful sights and scenery along the whole entire way, such as Mount Garfield and Book Cliffs and the Lost Sal Mountains. Really just unique topography, different mountain ranges along the whole entire way. And for Moab, it's home to the Arches. It's got a really unique small town. I know Dion's working on locking in hotels for these areas, which she'll talk to at the end of this presentation. Some more details to come on that. But circling back, well, actually, first we're going to talk about Silverleaf, and then I'll talk about the hotels in Glenwood Springs. So Silverleaf is the class of service that we're utilizing. These are brand new builds. We were actually looking at launching our expansion from the Canadian Rockies to the U.S. Rockies in 2022, but due to the really the demand that we noticed that was coming off for domestic travel following this COVID pandemic, we wanted to jump a little early. So we've been actually planning this expansion over the past 5 years, building brand new Silverleaf train cars. The train car, if you choose to go on this amazing experience with Dion on September 1st and 2nd, will be a brand new train car. The train cars are bringing down from Canada will not do anything to the inventory we have up in the Canadian Rockies. So it's all new train cars themselves. Just the suspension on this train car is over $10 million in cost. It's crazy, but that's how smooth this is. If you have any motion sickness or have vertigo, usually a lot of people don't even experience any of that because of how smooth and how slow our train cars are going on our train, and how really well built these train cars are. A Silverleaf car is a single-story car, panoramic views with an arch window at the top. You have an outdoor vestibule area on all these cars that gives about a space for 6 to 8 people to go outside anytime you like, take a breath of fresh air, and once again, taking the scenery and sights as it passes by. On board, you have 3 hosts or hostesses who are going to handle all the history, the cultural facts, storytelling, and jokes, keeping you entertained, aware, and up to date of what's coming up ahead. You have all-inclusive alcohol, so you can truly drink to your heart's content. I mean, top shelf liquor. But, I have to be honest, there's a law, and this is asked on our previous presentation. I found out the answer. The U.S. does not allow alcohol consumption on train tracks until after 10 a.m. So that second day when you board at 7 a.m., you may have to go a little bit of a stretch before getting your first sip of alcohol. But don't worry, once that 10 a.m. hits, they'll keep you going. I'm just kidding. Having fun with it. Anyway, getting to food. We have incredible chefs cooking made-to-order food literally a few feet away from where you're sitting. These will be plated and brought to your seat. You're looking at 1 to 2 appetizer options, 2 to 3 entree options, and a dessert option that changes daily for breakfast and lunch while on board the train as you head westbound to the beautiful Utah area. Now, if you know Rocky Mountaineer, you may have heard of a class of service called Gold Leaf. Gold Leaf is a 2-story bi-dome car that we have up in the Canadian Rockies. Unfortunately, there are some tunnels along these train tracks that prevent the height of our dome cars to pass through. So unfortunately, we cannot use our 2-story cars, but what we've done is developed a brand new class of service called Silverleaf Plus. And since Dion is the best at what she does, she made sure that everyone in her group is going to have that exclusive service of Silverleaf Plus. So let me share with you what that detail is. On top of having your Silverleaf car, you're going to have an exclusive area only for your group. That's right. That's how special Dion is. That's available just for that car. It's going to be a full lounge car. Now, the lounge car you're seeing here is not what it looks like. We're completely renovating all of our lounge cars. We should have them complete by the end of this month, January. So later on down the road, we will have images to share with Dion. Just make sure you keep in touch with her so she can share with you the brand new images of our Silverleaf Plus car. But let me share with you what we're going to experience, or what we're going to have to offer to you all. You're going to have more space to move around inside as well as outside. We're going to develop another outdoor veranda space to soak in the scenery as it passes by. We'll have a mixologist on board offering signature cocktails along your whole entire route. So premium alcoholic beverages being included, definitely. There also will be some snacks and appetizers and little munchies, if you will, like you see here on this car as well. And we'll have additional meals being served at the time of eating. So you're going to have more food options than anyone else on the train. That's why you're special with Dion. So, and this was all totally built into the package, which is just really incredible. And I'm just happy we're able to secure the space, because I'm being honest, the demand that we are seeing right now is just incredible. After 2 months, just 2 months of selling this new route as it premiered, we've already surpassed 4.8 million in new sales. And Dion is the first travel partner in the world to actually secure a group with us, and to have all the space locked and everything secure and ready for you to go. So just keep tooting Dion's horn. That's all I'm going to keep doing. She's good at what she does. When it comes to Glenwood Springs, these hotels, the hotel that you stay at, will be assigned 30 to 45 days prior to your departure. So please know that we will assign you, but I want to share with you the details of this small little town. We're looking at 3 different hotel partners that we will be working with. One is the Glenwood Hot Springs Resort. This has exclusive access to the hot springs, the largest hot springs in all of North America. Hotel Denver and Hotel Colorado. Now, Hotel Colorado, I've heard, is one of the most haunted hotels in the US. So if you like ghosts, you may want to stay there. Hotel Denver was just recently renovated. Same with Hotel Colorado in 2019. So those are also recently renovated, giving great new decor, new linens, new carpeting, really a nice little upbeat touch to these great properties. So these will be assigned 30 to 45 days prior to departure. All transfers will be included for those of you who have mobility concerns. So the hotels are located so close to Glenwood Springs train station that you literally can walk, I think it's less than 500 feet, and be at your hotel. Hotel Denver's across the street. It's less than 500 feet. But the other 2 hotels are 2 different directions, both really close. And so if you have any mobility concerns, please let Dion know at the time of booking. We will make sure we will have a motor coach transfer set up for you at the train station, taking you to your hotel. So no worries about that. We try to handle everything, making a true seamless transition. Same thing for food allergies or dietary restrictions. Let us know so we can be prepared and make sure that we're able to deliver incredible, exceptional meals, fine dining on board, and you're not going to have any allergies or anything that goes wrong with dietary restrictions. So please let Dion know at the time of booking.
Hey, Jeff.
Now, I'm going to hand the floor over to Dion, because I know she's got a lot of information to share with you about some hotels, the terms and conditions to locking in this amazing package, and then we're open to Q&A. So Dion, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. I actually just had one question for you real quick.
Yeah.
Will the group all be assigned to the same hotel?
Yes, they will. Yes. You will all be together. You'll be traveling together. You're inseparable. So yes.
We're going to be locked together.
Social distance capacities, yes.
And do we get to pick which one we want?
So what I would recommend doing, if your clients or you yourself have a strong feeling about a certain one of these properties, then at the time of, I would even say we can take this offline, but you can make a request. And I would do whatever it takes to give you that request, because you're that good. So if there's one that this is a great time for your clients to say, I want this one, I want that one, let them speak up. I don't think you may have a lot of people who like ghosts. I always say that, but who knows? To each his own. But yeah, please, we can make that request known with the group's consultant you're working with, and I'll do my best to make sure we get that. So happy to help.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And first of all, I want to thank Jeff. This is literally his 8th presentation of the day. So he is a rock star that he still has any energy left, because, you know, it's kind of late in the day, and he's got one more after this. So I did just want to bring to your attention a couple of things, and that way you can have all the information you need, and then we'll also be able to just go ahead and share what you need. So I'm trying to share. Here we go. So but I wanted to point out to you all, so many of you have traveled with us before. If you're interested, the information is already up on our website. So fosterperrytravelevents.com, Rocky Mountaineer 2021. We have the basic information, the video that I shared on the Facebook page. And then there is also 2 more pages. So there's a trip details page, which talks about what's going to happen each day. Obviously, you need to arrive the day before, right? The train leaves at 9 in the morning. So I don't want anybody thinking they can catch a 5 a.m. flight and make this work out. So we're going to come into Denver on August 31st. I have already booked group space at the Sheraton Denver. They just confirmed that with me like 20 minutes before this. So I'll be updating
Beautiful
the website.
property. Great
What?
job. You just
I
said
love that
beautiful
property.
hotel property. Great job.
It's a really good property. What's great about it is if you've ever been to downtown Denver, there's a free tram that goes up and down the street, and it takes you to the restaurants and the CVS if you forget to bring anything with you and all of that kind of stuff. And the hotel is right on the tram line. So it's really convenient and it'll make it really easy to get around. So I'll be putting the additional information about that on the website. But the basics right now in terms of Rocky Mountaineer itself are on here. We have, as Jeff said, we are the first group that has locked in for this journey. So we have 32 seats. That's all we have. I have been told that if I come back and ask for more, I'm going to get the side eye. So we got 32 seats. That being said, because of that, it's going to be basically first come, first serve. The deposit is not due until April 1st, but obviously if you wait until then and we're all sold out, then we're all sold out. So a little bit of information about the pricing. It's $1,680 per person if you're sharing a room with somebody, and $1,770 a person if you want your own space on that night in Glenwood Springs. That means that your non-refundable deposit is $168 a person if you're going to share a room, and $177 if you're not. That is non-refundable because it is non-refundable to Rocky Mountaineer. That's not my terms and conditions. That's actually theirs. And then the final payments are due by June 24th. So we wanted to get in early, make sure we had the space, give folks time to plan. I know we haven't been doing a lot of travel last year, if any. But we hoped that by booking this all the way out into September, and um, the first dates for this new itinerary are actually in mid-August. So I frankly, Jeff, don't take this personally, but I wanted to give you guys a couple of times to work out the kinks so that by the time that we get on board, everything is solid. But so September 1st is the actual train trip. You need to plan to arrive on August 31st. When you fill out the reservation form, there's going to be a couple of questions, right? Are you sharing a room or not? The hotel in Denver is going to be the Sheraton. If you don't want to stay with us and you want to do your own thing, that's totally fine. I get it. Not a problem. I'm in the process of locking in hotel in Moab, and I'll send that information out as well when it's available. Same thing applies. If you want to stay with us, that's great. If you don't, not a problem. If you want to get to Moab, where we're going to get in around noon, and fly home that day, you totally can. Okay. And we can help you with your flights as well. But if you want to do something else, either stay in Moab and do some of the national parks, or hop on the coach and go to Vegas for a couple of days, okay, or go up to Salt Lake City. All of those things are options. We just need to know in advance so that we can get you the information and get you booked into what we call extensions, right? So the base of the trip is the 2 days with Rocky Mountaineer on the train. But, you know, who wants a 2-day vacation? So we want to provide these options to you that you can decide as a group you want to go, by yourself you want to go. So you can either go home as soon as we get off the train. We can go to Vegas and party. I know some of you, and I know that's what you're going to want to do. I'm not calling out any names, Mildred. You can go to Salt Lake City if you've never been and you want to see some of the sites there, or if you really want to see some more of the national parks and actually be on the ground with them and do some tours in them, you can do that as well. So the reason why we picked the westward journey ending in Moab rather than starting there is because it gives us more options, right? If we did Moab to Denver, once you get to Denver, you're in Denver. So we're going to fly into Denver, and you can come into Denver early if you'd like as well. But we're going to fly into Denver. We're going to take this amazing trip, and I'm going. I got news for you. So, and for those of you who went to Greece with us, Henry's coming too. So if they need any help packing the luggage, you know that he's got that all sorted out. He can do luggage Tetris, right? So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm incredibly excited. I really appreciate the fact that Jeff was kind enough not only to respond to me, but also, frankly, the fact that we are the first group is a testament to him as well, because when people were leaving for a holiday break, he was like, nope, sorry, you can't leave. Dion doesn't have her contract. She's waiting on your emails. So really appreciate him. Again, you know the website, Foster Perry Travel Events. You have me, you have Natasha. Between the two of us, I know we're going to make this an amazing trip for you. Natasha, is there anything, I know you've been hiding on mute, but is there anything that you want to say?
I am so excited about this trip. I had the pleasure of
I see Josie hiding in the back. I see you, Josie.
Everybody. So I lived in Colorado for 11 years and was able to see some of this amazing landscape just via the highway. So I am so excited to see it from the rails, and especially on Rocky Mountaineer. I think it's going to be a wonderful trip. We're all just, chomping at the bit to start traveling again. And what a great way to do it, and with a great group of people. So I'm excited, and we'll be signing up as soon as we hang up.
And Thanks, Josie, just so you know, I remember that the first time we met in person, you told me you wanted to do Rocky Mountaineer. So baby, this is for you.
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready. Ready to go.
I remember. So with that, I want to go ahead and open it up. Jeff, I know you have another session that you still need to do tonight.
But I can stay here for another 10 minutes or so for Q&A. I'd be happy to.
So if anybody has questions, please feel free to come off of, I'm going to stop my share and we can see everybody, and you can come off of mute and ask me or Natasha, but preferably Jeff, whatever questions you have.
Yeah. I think Linda's trying to become off mute. At least that's what I can see. Maybe not. No, maybe not. Nope. She's not. Anyone? No such thing as a bad question.
Hi. Now, Dion, you'll make all of the air flights for us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is that included in the price, or is that separate?
That will be separate. And it will be based upon the way we did it for Greece, when you want to go, when you want to come back, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. And so if we decide to go to Vegas after this, can you book that airfare going back to our respective places?
Yep.
Okay.
So we'll book your airfare either returning out of Moab, Salt Lake, or Vegas, depending upon what you want to do at the end of the trip.
Okay. And how long we stay in Vegas, that's up to us, but you'll still do the airfare.
That's up to you.
And
we can help with all of it, but I recognize that some people have airline miles, some people have hotel points that they haven't been able to use for a year, right? So we want to create some flexibility where if you want to use those things, you can. And if you don't, and you just want to, do what we're doing, that's fine too.
Okay.
Linda, I see you hiding over there. So Linda went on Rocky Mountaineer in Canada a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Yes. Hey, Dion, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. So you want to share your experience?
It was an awesome trip. We went from Vancouver to Banff, and they took really good care of it. At that time, we had the Gold Leaf service, and yeah, it was incredible. And the hotels were great, and yeah, everything was perfect.
How was the train food?
Really good. Really
So
good.
Food will be a little bit different because in Canada we try to offer local cuisine up there. Alberta and everything being some great, what do you call it? My mind went blank. But from the salmon to there's a food up there that's really special. I just can't remember the name of it. But anyway, lots of different great meals up there. For the Red Rockies to the Red Rocks, it's going to be more of a Southwest cuisine. So focusing on where we're located, which is really ideal. Also having some local wineries, local liqueurs, and local breweries being offered on board our train as well.
Awesome, thank you.
That was one of our best trips, actually, the Rocky Mountaineer, and we travel a lot. So
Thank you, Linda. That's so nice of you to say. I really appreciate that. And that's what I hear a lot. So it's nice to be able to, it's amazing. I go to so many presentations when I used to actually be in a physical sense, and I would throw it out there. Anyone been on us? And I would, without talking to anyone, I would just offer a very open-ended question, which could be a terrible question if you were any other supplier offering vacations, because there's always that hit and miss. And I would say, like, what'd you think of it? What was it like? I've never heard anyone say anything bad, except one time someone started saying something bad, and then they said, but the sleeping accommodations on board were horrific. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not us. They thought we were Via Rail. And so I had to stop them and, like, address everything and be like, hold on, don't listen to what she's saying. She's totally incorrect. Anyway, so it worked out in our favor. But yeah, so we do a really good job. So Linda, thank you for speaking up and sharing that. I really do appreciate it. Anyone else have any questions? Yes, go ahead, Terry.
Hey, Michael.
Dion, I assume you can, you have excursions in Moab that for Zion National Park and all that kind of stuff. You can arrange those. Okay, all right, we'll get with you separately on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I want to understand early on who wants to stay in Moab and do that kind of stuff, who wants to leave, so that we can right size the excursions. And it's another reason, honestly, why I asked Jeff to do this so early, right? We're 9 months out, but that's frankly the amount of time I need to make sure that everybody has exactly the experience that they want to have, because we have 32 slots, which means that there's the potential for us to have 32 different trips by the time people make their air and the hotel and their excursions and all that kind of stuff. So we want to be flexible and make sure that everybody gets out of this what they want to get out of it. That being said, I know
I have one question.
Hey,
To
Michael.
ask. How are you? Listen, the first stop that we make, we stay overnight. Are there any activities included that night? I mean, do you plan anything or anything that we can do beyond the hotel?
So Glenwood Springs is a small town. It's got some great breweries. It has some unique restaurants. It's actually a resort town. If you are staying at the Glenwood Hot Springs Resort, you have exclusive access to the largest hot springs in North America. So I'm pretty sure everyone will want to.
That's the one we want.
Okay, so I'm going to make sure that Dion gets that. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that one. So at least you'll have that activity to take advantage of and say, check mark, I jumped in some amazing hot springs that are all natural. So that's there. The rest of the town, it's really just up to you. I believe there's some parks there. There's some beautiful mountain ranges in the distance and everything you can take pictures of. But you're only going to be arriving once again around 5 o'clock. You're going to have up until when you want to go to bed. You wake up the next day, your boarding is 7 a.m. So I don't think you want to make it a too late of a night. So you're talking very limited amount of time. So I think the hot springs dip would make the most sense. Maybe have a quick little bite to eat if you're hungry afterwards, and call it an early night. Wake up well rested, refreshed, ready to go, and continue your journey westbound. That's how I would do it. So and I think later on, this is our preseason, so we are going to continue to develop. We've been doing the Canadian Rockies for 30 years, and as a result, we have over 100 different hotel properties we work with. We have over 50 different touring opportunities, and this is a small window of 40 departures. As we move forward in the future, we will be adding more. So I guarantee you in 2022, when we go from April to October or March to November, depending what they say, we're going to have even more things to offer. But initially, I don't think we have too much to offer in Glenwood Springs other than the Hot Springs Resort. So Dion, I'm going to get on top of that for you tomorrow. Okay.
I appreciate that. So, okay, I need everybody to agree with me. If we're all going to be in a hot spring covered in mud, what happens in Glenwood Springs stays in Glenwood Springs. I don't want to see any pictures on Facebook. At least not of me covered in mud. Y'all can post them of yourself. And a hot spring after a day on the train sounds perfect.
Yes.
Other
Right.
questions?
I agree.
I'm looking to see if anybody's come off mute. All right.
Well, hopefully you guys can share this little presentation with friends, family, anyone else you'd like. And before I go, I just want to wish you all a very happy new year and hope you all stay safe and healthy over the many, many years to come. And just thank you again for your time. And please do work with Dion. She's one of the best. And she'll be able to make sure you have a true trip of a lifetime to look forward to. It'll be here before you know it. And working with her, she's going to make everything just perfect and seamless from beginning to end. So Dion, the floor is yours. And thank you again for making this possible.
Jeff, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. So for those of you who do want to share this or want to direct folks, the other thing that I wanted to share with you real quickly is we do have a Facebook page. So please go ahead if you have not already. I'm trying to move my little thing here and join our Facebook group. It's called Rocky Mountaineer, from the Rockies to Red Rocks. I will post the recording of this on that page, as well as all of the additional information. So I've already been posting some things there, but if you're planning on coming on this trip, or even if you're just still thinking about it, join this group, because this is how we're going to make sure that everybody has all of the same information. Emails get lost so easily. And this way, once I post it, it will be there for you at any point when you come in. So go ahead. You can get to it from Foster Perry Travels Facebook page, or just search Rocky Mountaineer. And there's only a couple of Facebook groups actually for Rocky Mountaineer. So if you take a look for it, you'll find it. This is the little picture that's on there. And I'm going to post this video recording and continue to post additional information. If you have questions, you know how to get to me, you know how to get to Natasha,